Good morning and welcome to the 2019 Big Baller Beatdown, live from Marshall County High School here in Benton, Kentucky. It's dreary outside and going to get drearier. It's 50 degrees and drizzling right now. It's supposed to be 20 degrees and snowing by the morning. Maybe somebody can put in a work order and stop that snow. But all I know is the temperature is controlled inside and the action is going to be hot. Our next game up today, Aspire Academy versus Life Christian. We'll take you to public announce for the starting lineups. All right, so those are your starters for both teams. Aspire, home team on the scoreboard, in white, trimmed in black and red. Life Christian in gray, trimmed in white. I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play, and I'm being joined on color today by Cullen Kreider. Cullen, how you doing, man?
Good morning, Leroy. It's a good morning here in Kentucky. Like you said earlier, we got some crazy weather out there. We don't know what's going to happen, but like you said, we know it's hot in here.
Life Christian out of Virginia, the D.C.-Baltimore area. Basket is good. Sekou Seda Calais for Aspire.
Life Christian may be a little rusty right now. They kind of just got off the bus.
Just got off the bus. They were warming up. They started warming up with about 2.5 minutes to go, and I honestly thought they were going to put more time on the clock, but the coach says, no, we're ready. They must have done their calisthenics en route, Cullen.
Right. First shot of the night for Life Christian was by Chi-Chi Avery there, missed three. But Avery had an excellent game last night. He had 29 points against Bella Vista. Really took it to the size and the length that Bella Vista presents whenever they have a matchup.
Ball out of bounds, last touched by Aspire. Prosper Obi-Dabubi, I believe, got his hand on that pass.
And back to Avery there, Leroy. He's got offers, recent offers from Maryland. He's got offers from everywhere. Georgia Tech, you name it. I mean, the kid is a high-level prospect. And like I said last night, 29 points, off to a good start here in the Big Baller Beatdown. But last night was a standalone game, so it wasn't part of this event. So let's see if he can keep his hot streak rolling here.
I remember seeing him in D.C. earlier, last year technically now, in December, and he is a really good-looking prospect. High motor, very athletic, very creative finisher. And there's another creative finisher, Prosper Obi-Dabubi for Aspire, that gives the Wizards a 4-point lead, 4-0.
And clearly, early on, Aspire looks to attack this pressure from Life Christian, and they've been successful so far with 2 layups.
And we've got a foul called on the play. Nope. Take that back. Ball out of bounds, last touched by Aspire. And Cullen, it just looks like Life Christian is a little bit out of kilter.
Well,
it's
kind of
early.
jet lag, you know what I mean? I mean, they're just they're not into it right now, but like we said, they just now arrived, so it's understandable. I think they'll get into the groove here halfway.
They just played a high-energy game last night against a great opponent, a huge opponent, and now you got to come out in the morning and get yourself going again. But there's Chi-Chi Avery.
Avery on the finish. I was most impressed by him last night. He was taking it, like I said, to the size of of guys like Isanza, who's a 7-footer, 7-footer plus. And he was not scared whatsoever, took it to their chest.
That shot blocked down there. I think Logan Washington got that block.
And then
but then he picked up a foul.
Ahmad Harvey gets the bucket there for a chance at an and one. And think about that so far. And I would say that that's what Coach Richard Mason for the Christian Eagles here is going to talk about. That's 3 layups. They've got 6 points, and they've all been at the rim. So that's something that they're going to have to adjust their defense and get somebody to protect the rim.
30-second timeout. Coach Mason is imploring his kids, hey, look, whatever's going on, you got to fight through it. We got to play better basketball. Not that they're playing poorly, but Aspire is a very disciplined basketball team. They take good advantage of their opportunities, and that's why they're leading right now 6-2 with a chance to make it 7.
And that's just, of course, that's good coaching. And Jeremy Kipnis, we all know, is a fiery coach. He's kind of he's somewhat of a Patino disciple from that Louisville cloth. And so he's finally, I was able to speak to him before the game and said that they've been riddled by injuries all year. And, of course, that's in any sport. Injuries is a major factor. But he said they're just now getting healthy and just now being able to play the game that he wants to play.
Avery into the paint. Shot no good, just a little off there. Saku Seda Calais with the rebound. Here comes Ahmad Harvey on the attack behind the back. Almost loses it. Harvey picks it back up. Prosper Obidibubi into the lane. Stolen. That was poked away there by Antonio Bridey. Bridey with the ball in his hands.
Sorry there. Bridey played well last night as well. Again, one of those fearless type guys.
You can see the DC Baltimore kind of feel. It's a really gritty, tough team, Life Christian. Chichi Avery cues up the 3 ball. It's good.
And there's Avery again. I love Avery's pace. You know, he's never in a hurry. He always has his feet set. His footwork is very good. He's always on balance.
And that's why he's got all those high major offers. He is a special basketball player. Poked away once again by Bridey. And just like that, Life Christian looks like they're back engaged. They look like a different team since that timeout. Missed a layup, however. Blocked from behind. Logan Washington with his second block. And looks like a reach in on Dominique Finney. Yes.
And although Finney picks up a foul there, you have seen Life Christian has now gotten back into the game because on the defensive end, they're now contesting shots. They've had a couple blocks now that earlier in the game, in the first few minutes, that they were giving up layups.
To the line, Prosper Obidibubi. Airballs that one. He's got another free throw coming. In for Aspire, 0 Ramon Woods and number 23, Jaden Alton. Ramon Woods in his second event for Aspire. And Obidibubi makes that second free throw. Ramon Woods has been at St. Louis Christian for the past year and a half. Layup is good. Dominique Finney.
And that's good movement there of knowing where to be, where to catch that ball to go straight up to the rim for Finney.
Oh, Finney got away with travel there. They missed it, but the basket is good in transition. And so now Life Christian takes their first lead of the morning, 9-7. 3-pointer on the way. TJ Tony, Prosper Obidibubi with the offensive rebound. He's fouled. I think that's going to be number 2 on Dominique Finney. It is.
And I want to go back to something that you said about Finney. He did, you know, I would say in a traditional high school game he would get called for a travel there, but I do appreciate the referees letting that kind of play go, because a lot of times you see guys with injuries in that type of play just because they're trying to get their feet.
Yep.
Instead, they allow him just to get an extra step. He's not taking an advantage. He's just coming down with the ball without getting injured and then makes his way to the rim. I like that and appreciate that from the referees.
Obi DeBooby makes both free throws. It's 9-9. 11:30 to go here in the first half. This is a grind session event brought to you by Tanager Sports. Grind session rules apply. 2 16-minute halves, 6 fouls for disqualification, and perhaps most importantly, a 30-second shot clock. And Antonio Bridey with the layup, the circus layup in the lane.
And you saw a lot of that from Bridey last night, and that's one thing that I loved about him. He can go up and challenge guys much bigger than he is, but he knows how to control his body. He knows how to get the angle and still get the ball up on the glass, give it a shot, and there he picks up the foul and has a chance for another and one for Life Christian.
Free throw is good. Antonio Bridey. Life Christian up by 3, 12-9. Floater in the lane, no good. Ramon Woods. Offensive rebound, Ahmad Harvey. Prosper Obi DeBooby for 3, no good. Ball out of bounds. Last touched by Sekou Seydou-Kele. Life Christian will take it over.
And you see Life Christian paying more attention, blocking off the boards, really boxing out, protecting that backside block.
And Aspire goes to a zone for the first time this morning, a 2-3 zone. And they are extending it way out.
And that's another thing that Kipnis talked to me about, is that this is the first
Trey
time
ball
this year.
rattles in. Chi Avery.
It's the first time this year that he's used that zone. Like I said earlier, he said they're just now being able to play 5-on-5 in practice. And so there's a lot of things that Aspire has not shown, and now you see that extended 2-3 zone.
So with 10:35 to go in the first half, 30-second timeout is called by Jeremy Kipnis and Aspire Academy. He is not at all happy with the leaky defense. They were doing so well early, even though Life Christian was getting some good shot attempts. At least they were contesting. Now everything is becoming way too easy, and Life Christian has their choice of layups or threes. That's not a good combination for your defense.
And Avery, again, off to a hot start here in the first half. He's already got 8 points for Life Christian.
And just on cue, TJ Toney just shouted out to his teammates. Number 1 got 8 points by himself. Ahmad Harvey shot blocked. Logan Washington with his 3rd, but that ball is stolen back by Aspire. Ramon Woods into the lane, and it's blocked by, guess who? Logan Washington, the shot swatting machine. Oh, wow, this is big for...
Yeah, Finney just picked up his 3rd foul.
Big for Life Christian. Finney with 3 already.
Well, and that's where the foul was. That's where the foul occurred, where the referee called it. Was earlier in the shot, earlier in the process.
So if you're Richard Mason, you're left with an untenable decision. Do you take off one of your more physical defenders in Dominique Finney to protect him with those 3 fouls, or do you leave him in? And we see the decision he's made. He's leaving him in.
Yeah, and Finney, that gives up a lot of size if they do put Finney on the bench. And there's Bridey again, answers back.
In the lane. Floater on the baseline, no good by Obi DeBooby. Ball out of bounds, and it will go to Life Christian. And you know, Cullen, I like the way Bridey went into the lane and shot that. He set his feet and elevated as opposed to going in and throwing up that floater, which is so popular, but it's such a difficult shot to control.
Well, and that's what I meant earlier. He's got great control. His body control is excellent, and that's where he really hurts the other team, is with his body control and his ability to finish.
That ball was turned over 3 times in that sequence, and it ends up with Aspire.
Good look there from Toney.
Seydou-Kele, no good. Logan Washington skies for the rebound. Here comes Life Christian on the attack.
Washington has really asserted himself down on the defensive end with his rebounding and now a few blocks as well, protecting the rim.
It's funny, Cullen, when we went to D.C., we kept hearing the stories about a kid who blocked 10 shots a game. And our statistician, Jesse Brewer, and I were like, yeah, right, 10. Maybe he blocks 5, maybe he blocks 6, but not 10. Washington went out and blocked 11 shots that night. And we were like, okay. Oh, Seydou-Kele gets hammered from behind. I think that's Chi Avery, yes.
And that's what you call a good foul there. He was about to give up a dunk. Avery just makes him earn it, gives him a good slap, a good physical play.
That's the 5th team foul on Avery, on Life Christian, first on Chi Avery. So back to the line. Sekou Seda Kale, he misses the first. And Cullen, when you've got a team, you're on the road, you don't have your full roster because you didn't travel all your guys, fatigue and foul trouble are not your friends.
That's exactly right. And like you said, there's only 3 players on the bench over here that we see, so they're only dressing 8. And so, and with Finney, like of course, like you said again, he's about 6'6", 6'7". That's giving up a lot of size. Nobody on the bench is over, I wouldn't say 6'2".
Right, and I guess that's why Coach Mason has to gamble and leave him in there.
Well, and remember that they do get, like you said earlier, they do get 6 fouls, and so that's why I think that Coach Mason is allowing this to go.
Ramon Woods in transition, 12-footer is good. That is a dying shot, Cullen, but I love to see guys who can knock that down.
Oh, I love the mid-range game, and when guys understand that they can knock down that mid-range shot, that's when they learn how to be unstoppable, because when you can knock that shot down, now there's nowhere that the defender can't. He has to respect you everywhere on the floor.
Ahmad Harvey with the reach-in foul, his first, team second. Rodney Roan now in for Life Christian. He could have been called for a push-off there, but as you mentioned, the grind session referees will let a little bit more go. They'll let it get a little more physical because we got a lot of high-level athletes out here on the floor. We don't want to see patty cake and going to the free throw line 50 times each.
There is more that is let go here, but what that's doing is preparing them for the physicality of college. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
And Coach Mason was lobbying with the refs. Ahmad Harvey with the layup there for Aspire, and they have trimmed their deficit to 1, 17-16. Prosper Obidububi for the rebound of the Antonio Bridey missed. Ball out of bounds, last touch by Rodney Roan.
And that's 5 offensive rebounds for Aspire already in this first half. So really doing their work on the offensive glass, and that's really keeping them in this game right now. Those are the highest percentage shots in basketball, the putback.
Absolutely. What a strip by Antonio Bridey, one of the best on-ball defenders in the country. He has quick hands, and he's not afraid to go get it.
And how about
Rodney
the unselfishness there from Avery to give that up to Roan for the and one opportunity. You love that when you see a guy that you know like Avery. He could have very well taken that himself.
Very easily, and probably would have scored.
More than likely scored. But a good timing pass there. He kind of acts like he's going up, gets the defender to get off balance and leave his feet a little bit, and then drops it to Roan for the putback. Or no, for the layup.
Free throw no good by Roan. And that's out of bounds on Aspire.
It's just aggressive play from Life
Very.
Christian. And right now, you know you can play aggressive because they're not calling that. So as a player on the court, you recognize that and you utilize it.
Aspire back to their trademark man-to-man defense, and it turns into a turnover. TJ Toney to Ramon Woods to Ahmad Harvey in the lane. Harvey with 6.
Yeah, and Harvey's been impressive here early too, especially around the rim. He's got good touch. They're playing very physical right now. Oh, nice.
Nice over-the-shoulder pass by Ahmad Harvey. Tray ball is good. TJ Toney.
Yeah, when guys convert those type of shots, that is such a momentum change in a game because it's a pretty pass. It makes the crowd say ooh or ah, and then he converts on the shot. That always makes the momentum shift a little bit more.
And he gives the lead back to
Oh,
Aspire, 21-19.
wow.
Oh, it was looking good, but Antonio Brighty just threw up a crazy shot. His back to the basket, he flips it up with the prayer, looking for the foul. He wasn't going to get bailed out.
You know, and Brighty, I think, would admit he was doing a little too much there. But at the same time, for a guy of his size, you know, he's probably 6 foot tall. To be able to, you know, to be able to get even to that spot with the ball was pretty impressive. But a wild shot nonetheless. .6:13 left on the clock. Aspire will bring it into the front court. Ramon Woods dishes off to Tony, and now Tony down low, and we've got a nice block there. Jump ball. And that was Ahmad Harvey that was back at the rim again.
And into the game for Aspire. I'm going to attempt this, Cullen. I'm probably wrong. We'll have to get clarification. But Srigny Salio Mbake.
I got you.
That's what we're going to go with for right now.
I'll let you go with it. I won't even attempt.
Another offensive rebound for Aspire. Their sixth. Seda Calais cannot convert.
That was a nice look by Calais, though, right
it was.
there at the elbow.
Good shot.
Yeah, right there at the elbow, and Kipnis will be happy with that shot all day long because it looked good. You can tell he practices it. Brighty.
Whoa, Antonio Brighty. That was a nice attempt slashing across the lane. He just didn't convert. Ramon Woods reverse layup, no good. Another offensive rebound for Aspire. Seda Calais. Back to Ramon Woods. He's being guarded by Knowledge Riley.
Life Christian is still in the 2-3 zone, and Aspire throws over the top.
Ramon Woods into the lane. He gets it to Ahmad Harvey. That was one pass too many. I thought Woods had a good shot, and he passed it up. And then Aspire throws it away. But you got to like the unselfishness nevertheless, Colin. He was looking for a better shot. He just tried to go into traffic, and it didn't work out.
And, yeah, you know, with the zone look, the offense, generally you do want to try to penetrate that zone, and that's what they were doing. They were getting into the gaps, and like you said, maybe just one extra pass in there that kind of got away from them, but they're doing the right thing. They're penetrating those gaps, and eventually that'll break down a zone.
Chi-Chi Avery elevates for the three, and there's nothing but cotton. Third three of the first half for Chi-Chi Avery.
And I think right there what he's saying is he got slapped on the elbow as well.
Which he could have got it like he did.
He could have got an and one there. And he's just I'm telling you, man, he's a smooth operator. Everything he does is smooth. He's never in a hurry.
Figgy Newton. They announced him as a starter. He did not start, but Figgy Newton in the lineup. And the last name is Newton, and we can see where the Figgy comes from. But for some reason, that Figgy just fits him. He's got a Figgy-jiggy kind of game, you know?
And that marks 11 points there for Avery's. Again, he's probably going to get more here.
Poked away by guess who? Antonio Brighty. And, yeah, you got to call that one. Dominique Finney was operating down low, and Sekou Seda Calais got them all on the arm. That is the third foul now on Seda Calais for Aspire. Fourth on the team.
And give Finney a lot of credit for not picking up his fourth foul. It's been 6-7 minutes now that he picked up that third foul and has not picked up what would be a crucial fourth foul.
And he's still down there battling too.
That's right.
Finney misses the first, and on the second one, he missed the second one as well. Mbake with the rebound for Aspire. Figgy into the lane. He gets it to Obi to Booby. 3, no good. Another offensive rebound for Aspire, but then stolen away by number 20, Antonio Brighty. That's about 4 steals by my count. Chi-Chi in the lane. It's good.
Excellent penetration again by Brighty, and he's letting everybody know that we're here. That's what he just said, and he's got all the reason in the world to be playing very confident right now because he's breaking down the defense and sometimes breaking it down by himself. He gets to that baseline, and that's when he can get his little wraparound passes, and he's very good at. And, you know, you see somebody get down there, and you're kind of expecting a turnover, and he's been good around the rim to not turn the ball over.
And we had another foul there on the play. That's committed by Logan Washington. It is his second, team's 6th. Aspire on the attack. Shot no good. Antonio Brighty with the rebound into the paint, backs it out to the deep wing. Swings it over to Knowledge Riley. Back to Brighty. 3 is good. Antonio Brighty having a strong first half. He's now got 8.
And Brighty's confidence right now is so high. You know, he's feeling very confident in his shot, his penetration, really showcasing his guard skills out here, and he's been very impressive.
And he took his time shooting that 3. Lots of times when the kid thinks about it that long, they miss.
Well, that's what I was noticing as well, is they've created some type of mismatch down there because I saw Titan Newton on the block, and he's a guard, not very big, and Brighty had a big running out to close out on him.
Right.
He was very late, and so that's, you know, there was something happened there with the zone from Aspire where they got a mismatch.
Joquan Goodman into the contest, replacing Logan Washington. So Life Christian is up by 6, 27-21. Antonio Brighty off the dribble, handoff into the lane. Layup is good.
Brighty's dominating the game right now, and you know he's thinking right now. Just think if we would have been here about 30 minutes earlier and I was warmed up. You know, it's taking him this long to get warmed up, and he's starting to dice the Aspired zone.
Stolen by Shaquan Goodman. What body control by Brighty. Prosper Obi-Booby comes out of there with the basketball. He goes coast to coast and jams it home. Obi-Booby with 7. Oh, Antonio Brighty crosses him up, goes baseline and lays it home.
And Brighty gives it right back to Obi-Booby. And that makes 12 for Brighty. Him and Avery at 12 and 13 respectively.
So we could say Avery and Brighty 25.
That's right.
Aspire Academy 23. That really pretty much tells the story of the game. Brighty is controlling the game on both ends of the floor with his on-ball defense, and then he's controlling the pace as he drives. And on those occasions when he doesn't score, Avery says, hey, I got your back,
and
son.
Think about it. Brighty rarely gets blocked either. And he's going up against – he understands how to get that shoulder into the chest of the big and then the hang time that he uses. It's not that he's getting up so high, but he just releases the ball at the very last second. And, you know, that's it's very difficult to do, but he's mastered it, and it's really been effective for him here early on.
When we saw him in Washington, he was doing the same things defensively. He wasn't as efficient offensively, but, wow, he's got a complete game.
And Life Christian looks to be somewhat in a 1-3-1 right now. Now it's more of a 2-3.
Yeah, it's flattened out to a 2-3. Ramon Woods, he just cannot get his shot going right now. Obi-Booby, offensive rebound. Harvey with an offensive rebound. Another offensive rebound for Harvey. And he is fouled by Chi Avery,
And
his second.
Just a lesson for kids watching or whoever's watching. The reason Avery picks up that foul right there was no box out whatsoever from Life Christian. And, I just happened to just be paying close attention to that particular trip. Every one of them just turns, looks at the rim without putting a body on somebody, and that's the result.
Fundamentals matter. And if you want to win, you've got to do the little things properly.
And I'm not picking on Life Christian at all.
Oh, of course. No, no. It's just a great lesson.
There's fatigue and everything going on right now. And then and Avery.
Chi Avery. What body control. And like you mentioned about Bridie, he hangs in the air just long enough to create an angle, and he makes an easy shot.
And he was doing that last night against Desanza, who, again, is a 7-footer plus.
Oh, Bridie almost rips that away from Ramon Woods. And Bridie is called for the foul, but you have got to love his defensive intensity out there on the wing. That's his first foul, 8th team foul.
I'll tell you right now, Leroy, I'm a boxing fan. I'm a big boxing fan. There's one kid right now that you would not want to be in a boxing match with, and that's Bridie. He's got very quick hands.
Yes.
And he sticks his hand in there. He'll stick his head in there. He's fearless.
He looks like he hit you about 3 times before you could even blink.
That's right.
Pass stolen by T.J. Tony. Mard Harvey into the lane. Euro step up and no good. Obi Dabubi with 2 offensive rebounds and cannot get it. Obi Dabubi with the 3rd offensive rebound on that possession. And we've got a hell ball. The arrow favors Life Christian. So early on for Aspire, those offensive rebounds were turning into buckets. Right now, they're just not going down, and they're losing their way on the scoreboard. They're now down 10, 33-23 with a minute left in the first half.
Well, Life Christian's definitely cleaned it up defensively, and especially on the boards.
That's number 24 in the contest, Christian McLeod. He gets tied up, and the ball belongs to Aspire. T.J. Tony and Christian McLeod had a few words there. Neither wanted to give up the ball. Possession was over, guys. Let's let it go. The referees all stepped in, made sure it didn't escalate. And, Cullen, we've really had some great referees here in Marshall County doing all the events. They keep it going. The flow, the pace of the game is good. They allow a little talk between the kids, but they don't let it get out of hand.
Nice alley-oop there on the backside.
Prosper Obi Dabubi
Yeah.
finishes. Who was that? I think that was Ramon Woods on that pass, I think. No, that was T.J. Tony on the pass. There's about a 6-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. Four seconds on the shot clock. Shot is up, no good, and we've got a shot clock violation.
And Goodwin was put in a tough spot there to get that ball up. But Goodwin was another kid that played very well last night.
Obi Dabubi, no good. Chi Avery throws one deep, no good. And it is halftime. But Life Christian came out sluggish, but they ended the first half on fire. And we go into the break with Life Christian 33, Aspire Academy 25. So, Cullen, what are your overall thoughts here on the first half?
Well, first thing I look at, Avery with 15. Him and Bridie have dominated the game, I thought, as far as for Life Christian. And Aspire got off to a great start, which has kept them in the game now, only down 8. But it's because of their good start. They got out ahead early on. And so it should be a good second half. If I'm going to predict anything, I'm thinking that Avery comes back strong again. He just seems like that guy to me, that he wants to take over in the second half, continue to wear Aspire down, and try to keep this lead for his team.
All right, so we'll be back in a few minutes. We'll update you on our first half stats and get you ready for the second half of Aspire Academy versus Life Christian. I'm Leroy Watson, being joined by Cullen Kreider. We'll be back in a few minutes. second half. And our score, Life Christian 33, Aspire Academy 25. This is a grind session event. The Big Baller Beatdown brought to you by Tanager Sports. And I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play. My partner, Cullen Kreider, on color. And Cullen, you've got to be really impressed by the work of Chi-Chi Avery and Antonio Bridey. They have combined to outscore Aspire 27-25 by themselves in the first half.
Yeah, Avery with 15, 5 rebounds. Bridey with 12 points and 2 steals. But Bridey really took control of the game late in that second half and really, controlled it with his pace and his defense. And Life Christian came out. They shot 50% from the field, 17 rebounds, compared to Aspire, though, with 27 rebounds. And so that's how Aspire stayed in the game, is with their rebounding, 13 of those 27 rebounds coming on the offensive end. And Obi has 8 or 9 of those offensive rebounds. He has 8
offensive rebounds.
And so, again, that's how they've stayed in the game, down 8 right now, but a lot of game left.
So Marcellus Avery with 15, Chi-Chi, 12 for Antonio Bridey, 4 for Dominique Finney, 2 for Rodney Roan. And for Aspire, 9 points, Prosper Obi-Debooby leading the way. Ahmad Harvey, 6, Ramon Woods with 4, and 3 each for Saku Seda-Calais and TJ Tony. So, Cullen, what is Aspire going to have to do better in the second half to turn this scoreboard around?
Well, basically, they kind of keep the same recipe as that they started with, and that's getting to the rim. Think about all the misses they're getting around the rim here, and that's what's got to be so frustrating to Coach Kipnis, is that they're getting to their spots, they're getting where they want the ball, they're getting the ball where they want it, but they're just not converting. And you have to credit the defensive Life Christian, but at the same time, you want to see if you're Coach Kipnis, you want to see your guys be strong with the basketball and at least get to the line, if not make the layup.
And they shot an awful lot of threes. They're not a good three-point shooting team. They've got to stick with their identity. I definitely agree with you. They've got to get to the rim and create some opportunities.
And Prosper Obi had 12 rebounds himself. Like we said, he had 8 offensive, so he has been working his tail off down there. And so he needs some help from his other guys. He's kind of controlling the boards for them, and he needs some of his other teammates to step up and chip in with it.
All right, so we're going to take another quick break, and we will be back. We've got about a minute and a half before the second half, so we'll be back in just a few moments. Second half, Life Christian versus Aspire Academy. All right, it's just about time for the second half. Can Aspire Academy turn this around and trim into this 8-point halftime deficit? Or will Life Christian stay hot and get the W? We'll find out in just a few seconds. Aspire Academy, the home team, in white. They will go from right to left. Visitors, Life Christian, in gray, trimmed in white. They will go from right to left, and Aspire will go from left to right.
And to piggyback off of what we were talking about with Aspire in the first half, they shot 26% from the field. So 26% compared to 50, that's not what you're looking for.
You're happy just to be down 8 in a situation like that. Dominique Finney starts the second half off with the tray ball. And so now Life Christian with their largest lead of the contest so far, 36-25, 11 points. And there's the steal by Christian McLeod. And now Life Christian with an offensive rebound. Antonio Brighty kicks it to Chi Avery. 3-ball is short.
And that was Finney there in the corner. It was a good offensive rebound for him to keep that possession alive.
Mart Harvey into the lane and too many steps. So Aspire starts the second half off with 2 turnovers and 2 possessions. And we know Jerry McKipnis cannot be happy with that. You cannot catch up when you're throwing the ball away.
That's right. Turnovers will kill you. And especially when you're behind, you just can't have that happen.
So Life Christian spreads the floor a little bit.
Aspire's back in that zone look.
Dominique Finney trying to attack the gap. Kicks it back out. 3 seconds. I don't think they are aware of the shot clock right now. Antonio Brighty throws one up. No good. Figgy Newton with the strong rebound. Mart Harvey. Almost stolen away by Dominique Finney. And yes, the ball is last touched by TJ Toney. And so Life Christian has gotten 3 stops on 3 possessions to start the second half. If you're Richard Mason, you've got to be happy with that. And you've still got an 11-point lead. 36-25, Life Christian on top.
I'll tell you something I noticed from Brighty is his ability to change speeds. You know, he really changes speeds very well, and that's what creates space for him so much. And there's Finney again.
Finney, second tray ball of the second half, and all of a sudden he started this half with 4 points. Now he's up to 10 in just 2 minutes and 3 seconds of action. Figgy Newton scores the tray ball for the Aspire Academy Wizards. Christian McLeod into the lane. The ball swatted away by Ahmad Harvey, but that was a good-looking play developing there.
Well, I think Coach Mason would rather see him put that up on the rim. Go ahead and put it up on the rim. That way your big man cutting to the rim can go up for the offensive rebound if it's a miss. Brighty will inbound. He'll inbound to his teammate Avery, and Avery's in the post. Avery goes to work and puts it in. Again, the kid is he's never in a hurry. Got total control of what he wants to do, knows where he wants to get and what spot he wants to get to.
Jake Morris into the contest for Aspire. Wow, good work put in there by Ahmed Mahmoud into the contest for the first time for Aspire.
Yeah, Mahmoud with a strong move there. Go straight up, and that's what bigs do well, or when bigs do score well, they keep that ball high and go straight up.
Avery, baseline jumper, no good. Rebound, Jake Morris. So Coach Kipnis is making a point here. Hey, look, if you guys aren't going to give me what I need, I'm going to go to my bench, see what they can do. He's got Jake Morris, who did not play the first half, Eduardo Ramirez, who did not play in the first half, and Ahmed Mahmoud, who did not play in the first half. They're on the floor, and they're giving him energy. They've cut a 13-point lead down to 11.
Life Christian again in the zone look.
Tray ball is good, Eduardo Ramirez.
And that's how you beat an odd front of a zone. It looked like a 1-3-1. You beat an odd front in the corner. That's where Ramirez was to knock down that three.
Antonio Brighty, shot no good. Jake Morris clears it for Aspire. Aspire in transition. Ramon Woods up and good. So this second group that they've got in, or shucks, we may even call them a third group,
well, they're bringing
have great energy.
Yeah, exactly. They're bringing energy, and that's what Coach Kipnis was looking for.
Logan Washington in the paint for his first basket of the game. 43-35. Ramon Woods into the lane, no good. Ball out of bounds, last touch by Life.
And Richard Mason, of course, yelling at Logan Washington right now. He wants him to stay more under the basket. We saw him block 4 shots in the first half. That's your rim protector. He wants you to be there to protect the rim because Aspire has gotten off to this good start here because they've gotten some easy buckets here early in the second half.
Eduardo Ramirez. Wow, he was in the parking lot on that thing.
Ramirez with a heat check, and now you've got a 5-point game. Aspire making the way back into the game.
And they only have one starter.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me, they have 0 starters on the floor right now.
And what a change of events right there. What a
Christian
shift of momentum.
McLeod, his first basket of the morning.
It looked like Aspire has a turnover, a steal, and headed the other way, and then off balance, turns it right back over, and Ramirez again. Oh.
It did everything but go down. Finney gets it ahead. Wow. Logan Washington, emphatic dunk. 47-38. They pushed it back out to a 9-point bulge. Jake Morris. Trey ball is good. They're splashing them in from all over the place right now.
Well, and you said earlier in the first half, you said they're not known for their shooting, Aspire. And so maybe Coach Kipnis has adjusted, put a couple shooters in the game to counteract the defense from Life.
Brighty, no good. Jake Morris, strong rebound for Aspire.
I'd spot back up if I'm Morris.
Ramon Woods, it's good.
And that's right over Washington, an excellent shot blocker.
And Cullen, this begs the question, why don't these guys get more minutes?
Well,
they look very good. They look active. They're getting the job done.
And look at the pressure by Ramirez,
Wow.
causes a turnover on Brighty.
The entire complexion of this basketball game has changed since this group, we'll call them the second team, has come in for Aspire.
Well, you know, from what you said just a second ago, you know, I can't answer that. I don't go to practice with them every day.
Right.
But this group seems to be creating a different matchup and a different feel to the game.
Eduardo Ramirez.
Now, if he's
off
playing
the
like
window.
that, if he's playing like that, then you may have a point as to why he's not in the game. But he has really come in, and that's already in this half.
He's got 8.
Yeah, in this half. Wow.
Foul committed by Jake Morris. That is his first, team first. And to the line shooting a pair will be Christian McLeod. That was the first foul on either team in the second half, and we are almost 6 minutes in. So McLeod kind of temporarily stops the bleeding. We'll see if they can continue pushing this lead, but that lead had gotten down to 2. Now it's back up to 4 as he makes both.
Well, I think Life Christian really wants to slow this game down now.
Right.
It's kind of gone into Aspire's favor of getting in this up and down pace, and I think Life Christian wants to slow it down.
And that makes sense. They've only got 3 guys on their bench.
Well, and
they don't want to run up and down.
They've got more size, too.
Christian McLeod, and we've got a timeout on the floor, full timeout, called by Life Christian. They have a 4-point lead, 49-45, with 9 minutes, 43 seconds left to go here in the contest. And right now, Cullen, I've got to say that everything is going Aspire's way, and so Coach Mason says, hey, we need to sit down, think about this, and talk.
Coach Mason's not happy at all with the effort that he's getting from his players, and you know, he's telling them right now to get your mind right here. Okay, we built the first half lead. There's no reason that we should be allowing them back into the game, and it's because they've gotten away from their game. They're trying to get in this running matchup with Aspire, and that plays into Aspire's favor. And so Live Christian has to get back to getting the ball down low, pounding the ball inside, and hitting the offensive glass.
And here's a stark contrast from the first half. Chi-Chi Avery and Antonio Brighty combined for 27 first half points. They have 2 in the first 6 minutes, 17 seconds of the second half. That cannot continue. They have got to touch the ball more. They've got to get some shots up.
Well, and Avery's
on the bench, taking a little break.
He's taking one of his first breaks. I don't remember him being
No,
out of the
he
game.
did not miss anything in the first half.
Right, so I think he's taking his first break, and so we'll see what happens.
Look at this. Coach Kipnis is sending the second unit back out. And why not, Cullen? They have dug out of a 13-point hole. They were as close as 2. They trimmed 11 points off that deficit. So, hey, I say run with them until they prove that they need to sit on the bench. And It looks like Navage
wow.
Riley throws that one away. Oh, Jake Morris bails them out. He touches the ball. I don't think he knew that Life Christian had touched the ball last. But you can't knock his hustle.
Yeah, I think he just kind of got his angle cut off, and he was expecting to possibly take the ball and go to the rim.
Ball out of bounds. Last touch this time by Life Christian. Eduardo Ramirez on the floor creating that 50-50 ball situation. And Aspire down 4 on the attack. 9:22 left in the contest. Ramon Woods, deep right wing.
I think Ramon wants that side cleared out. He got it cleared out, but now good back cut.
Oh, back door, and that was Jaden Outen. He just couldn't convert. He was butt naked open for a moment. Ramon Woods for 3 is not his game, but he rattles it home nevertheless.
It looked good right out of his hand. He had the right trajectory. He had to change his shot to get over the defender there, and just an excellent contested shot there by Ramon
Woods now with 11 on the contest. Logan Washington baseline. Oh, what a good look. I don't even see who that is. There we go. That's number 4, Joquan Goodman. Foul by Jake Morris. That is his second, team second. So Jaquan Goodman, his team clinging to a 1-point lead, goes to the free throw line. And he missed it.
Avery will check back.
I would imagine he will be on the floor for all 8 minutes, 43 seconds of the remainder of this contest.
Yeah, I would say that's probably his one and only break for the game.
Goodman really could use this second free throw to go, and it's no good. Offensive rebound up and in. Dominique Finney. What a huge basket there. Life Christian desperately needed that.
Yeah, that's a great hustle play by Finney. He just outworked the Aspire big there to get that rebound.
51-48, Life Christian in the lead. Jake Morris drives the lane. They collapse on him, and he gets nailed. 3 guys were down there. 2 of them got him, and they're going to give that foul to Brighty. That's his second.
Well, Jake Morris looked like a football player there. Just kind of put his head down, just decided he was going to the rim regardless, put his shoulder into the defender and draws the foul.
I don't want to keep harping on this, but this group really looks good out on the floor for Aspire.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how long they can keep up that effort.
Exactly.
You know, because again, they are. I mean, the size is fairly close, but you've got guys like Finney and Avery that are big-time matchup problems for anybody on Aspire's.
And we know this group is not going to be on the floor for another 8 minutes.
Wow.
Woo!
They turned it over off the inbounds play there.
Misses the layup. Dominique Finney, he traveled. Yes, they got him.
Well, it's tough to go up on 3 guys there, and so Finney was determined, but probably would have been a good idea to kick that back out
and set something up.
The offense.
Spire looking to take the lead. Mahmoud, he puts them back in the lead. 52-51. A 14-point turnaround since the second unit has come in for the Wizards. This is incredible. Avery with the ball. The shot is going up, and Avery's going to take it. Well, no, he kicks it back out. But quite frankly, Cullen, in that situation, I would want my star taking the shot even if it's a bad shot.
Well, but Avery is also, he's getting doubled on the catch now. So we're not going to let Avery beat them in the post.
Ramon Woods is warming up. That's his second consecutive tray ball. That's good. Aspire up 4, 55-51.
Good pass.
Dominique Finney, he's fouled. I think Mahmoud got him. No, they say that foul is on Jaden Outen on the weak side. That is his second foul, team third. And to the line shooting a pair, number 2, Dominique Finney.
Well, good teams and good players, they understand that in order to get back in games, in order to build leads, in order to win in basketball, it has to be done on the defensive end. And you've seen Aspire really jack up the intensity on that end. It's got them back into this game. Let's see if Life Christian, let's see if their best players will lock down on that end and then get real serious down here on the offensive end and take good shots and see if they can get back in the game.
It's time for Antonio Brighty to get back on the ball and become a pest again.
Which I shouldn't say get back in the game. They're in the game. Clearly,
right.
It's a 3-point game, but I'm just saying.
But you frittered away a 13-point
Exactly.
lead. Ramon Woods driving baseline. He kicks it to Ramirez. The tray ball is good.
Ramirez can't miss right now. He's, anything he's putting up is just hitting the bottom of the net. You got to close out on him.
Yes.
That's the scouting report. You can't let him shoot. Or, you can't let him just shoot in rhythm, shoot uncontested.
A foul on Jaden Alton, his third, team fourth. And
if I'm Coach Mason right now, I'm telling them, make Ramirez put that ball on the floor. You can't let him get set.
This is just one of the most astounding things I've seen in a while. You bring in 5 guys, 4 of whom did not play in the first half, and they are in total control of this contest.
Well, what an adjustment. What a coaching decision.
Brilliant.
There. Long.
Chichi Avery, that was a bad shot, but he's just got to get some blood in the water, and he's just got to put some shots up. That's only his, I think, 3rd attempt of the second half. And that's just not enough. That foul committed by Antonio Brighty, his 3rd, team 2nd of the second half.
Got a lot of frustration right now from Life Christian. And
body language is a little bit off right now. They are frustrated. Mahmoud, it's good. The baby running hook in the lane.
Okay, now that confirms what I thought my eyes were telling me is Mahmoud is very skilled on the block. Okay, he's very comfortable down there. Right there, he just made a great play. I thought that was a great attempt anyway at a charge there, but down low on the other end, on the offensive end, he just finishes there with his right hand. He's got 2 buckets before that, just gathering his feet, going straight up, going up strong. And I've been very impressed by him.
Yeah, his footwork is very, very clean down there.
That's a great job by staying vertical. And Brighty.
What body control by Antonio Brighty. That's his first bucket of the second half.
And it's like I said, he rarely gets blocked. And, he's only 6 foot tall. And when somebody has that ability to rarely ever get blocked being that size, they're very skilled. Nice.
He drives, he dishes it. Dominique Finney. Finney with 2 offensive rebounds. The 3rd attempt actually goes in.
Yeah, and I was just waiting for a whistle there. It just had that feel, that type of play. And look at Life Christian.
So we've got a timeout, full timeout called by Aspire. And I don't know, I get the sinking feeling, Cullen, that's the last we've seen of that unit. We've got 5:45 left to go. I would believe Kipnis is going to bring his starters back now.
I'm not sure. I still see most of the guys that started the game, I still see them standing up. I'm not sure that he's, I think
an interesting point.
I think his point is proven here. You got guys that want to be here. I shouldn't say that because everybody wants to be here, but guys that are bringing it in this particular game, and they're on the floor, and he's giving them the minutes. And, that's the way it should be. You earn your minutes.
So it would be very interesting to see. Does he stay with that unit? Does he bring in some of his starters? Does he bring in all of his starters? I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen in about 20 seconds here when the next possession begins.
And then again, as well as I do, matchups make the fight.
Yeah.
And this matchup is working for him right now.
It is.
It's just basketball. It's just smart coaching as well.
So on the one hand, we've got Life Christian. Their legs have got to be feeling it after they had a night game last night, a game with almost 190 points scored, and this is early morning. What is going to happen with them? And here we go. That second unit is all back out en masse for Aspire Academy. We've just got so many plot lines playing out right now.
Yeah, I don't think Kipnis can go the other way right now as far as with this much time left. If they're still showing the effort and the endurance to keep it up, you go with the hot lineup.
That foul on Antonio Brighty, that is his 4th, team 3rd. And Ramon Woods, who has had an outstanding second half, 10 second half points, will go to the line and shoot a pair. 5:37 left in this contest. Anybody's game. Aspire currently up by 4, 60 to 56. Make it 5, 61, 56. So we've had a bunch of momentum swings. It looked like Life Christian came out a little sluggish. Aspire took advantage of that. Then Life Christian had an extended run and had the lead up to as far as 13 early in the second half. Looked like they were on cruise control. But now Aspire up 6. The momentum belongs squarely to them, Cullen.
Well, what do they say about basketball? Basketball is a game of runs.
Game of runs, absolutely.
And here we go with an and one from Finney again. He's been very effective down low, really muscling his way through this line. That, here's the adjustment now is that Finney has understood, okay, look, they don't have an answer for me down low as far as who's ever guarding me. And so now does Coach Kipnis come back with some length and some size down low to counteract that.
And remember, we were saying, wow, that 3rd foul is critical for Finney. He has not picked up a single one since. Completes the old-fashioned 3-point play. Stolen and scored. Who got that bucket? Was that Zero?
Roan.
Yes, that was
That
Zero. Roan. So 1-point game for Aspire.
Oh, no.
Ramirez, oh, no. It looked good the moment it left his hand, but it didn't go down. The foul on the rebound.
And I was just saying, oh, no, don't do it to him like that. Ramirez, nice little
now,
step back
I
there.
jinxed Finney. He just picked up his 4th foul. Seconds after I said he hadn't picked up another foul.
If he can go, 15 minutes without picking up one, he can definitely manage the last 2 fouls that he has to give.
Ramon Woods. He kicks it to, I think that's Jaden Outen, I believe. Yes, and he's fouled. He's going to get 3 free throws. That foul committed by Christian McLeod, his 1st, team 5th. And that drives coaches batty.
Well, yeah.
When you get a foul and you are 22 feet away from the bucket and they're in the shooting motion.
Well, as a defender on your closeout, you don't want to get into the legs of the shooter, into the landing spot of the shooter. You don't want to get your hand up into their arms when they come down. Because what's going to happen is a good shooter is going to learn to take that contact on the arm and make it look like he got shoved to the ground.
Here we go.
You see all the guys with their acting skills now, but I mean that's a big thing. Getting in their landing spot, can't touch them on the arms. I mean it's a shooter. You get your hand up and you stay out of their space.
And McLeod got him good. That was really a body to body. He was just out of control on the closeout.
Well, and that happens. I mean, You're sprinting or you're trying to get out to the closeout as quick as possible, and a lot of times you overcompensate and just get too far.
So Outen got into the lane too quickly. He goes 1 for 3 at the line, and we have a 2-point game, 63-61. Aspire Academy in the lead. An eternity in basketball terms, 4:50 left. This is anybody's contest. Finney in the paint, no good. Offensive rebound, was that Brighty? No, that was Roan.
And I was just sitting here thinking to myself as Avery goes to the check-in table, I was just wondering when we were going to get him back in the game. You can't keep his offense on the bench too long.
No.
You can prove a point to him that you're looking for more effort, but at the same time you got to get your best player back to close out this game.
First free throw is good for Rodney Roan. And like you were just saying, Cullen, there's something that Coach Mason wanted Avery to do because he said, no, you have to.
Exactly.
Whatever that is he's telling him, that's why he was on the bench, because he was not giving it to him.
Exactly.
Roan makes both. And we are tied up at 63 with 4:44 left in this contest. And the starters are still not back on the floor. Not a single starter on the floor right now for Aspire, and it's been that way for almost 10 minutes.
Everybody in the gym saw that timeout coming there.
So Coach Kipnis calls another full timeout with 4:38 left to go. He's given his guys a blow, And now they're all standing up. So there's no telling who's about to go back there
Right.
on the court. But just an inspired performance by Coach Kipnis and Aspire. Down 13 to a long, rugged, physical basketball team. And they're just like, hey, look, that's nothing. And they are now tied up with about 4.5 minutes left to go. So, Cullen, what are your keys to coming down the backstretch of this contest?
Here, like you said, 4.5 to go. Now is when you find out who's the cream of the crop. You know, who's going to rise. And, you know, your best players, they're going to start taking control of the ball. They're going to start making plays. And that's just what will happen. As far as, you know, my prediction, I really don't know. Aspire has played so well. Can they keep that effort up here to close out this game? Conditioning is such a big deal in basketball, and if you think that these guys are just as fresh as they were when they started, they are worn down now. So these last 4 minutes, that's what you practice for in practice. Those are those 30-second drills that you're doing at the end of practice and things like that to condition yourself for these last 4 minutes and to close out this game.
And, you know, really at this point, guys like Ahmad Harvey, Prosper Obidububi, Sekou Seda Calais, they've got to be getting stiff. So you almost can't go back with them at this point because they've been sitting for too long. Be very interesting to see how Coach Kipnis manages the minutes coming down the stretch. Jaden Alton, no good in the lane. Rebound, Christian McLeod for life. Poked away by Ramon Woods. Into the lane he goes. He flips it up. No good, but he is fouled.
And that was a great play from Woods there. Bridie felt him, but he just didn't get to his spot quick enough, and Woods was able to swipe from behind and pick up a big steal there.
Rodney Roan, his first foul, the 6th team foul against Life Christian in the second half. But Ramon Woods was in the act of shooting, so he will take 2. And Woods is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Woods has 15 second half points, 19 on the contest.
Yeah, he's been huge here. Makes 20 for him on that last free throw.
65-63.
Now
the
let's
lead
see.
is 2 for
I would
Aspire.
assume Avery gets a touch here at least.
He's got to.
Exactly. You got to cut off.
Finney missed it. And Ramon Woods with the foul. That's the reach.
And that's why you give Avery that ball right there. He breaks down the D. He didn't even make a move, and he gets double teamed. So that great cut by Finney, wasn't able to convert, but they'll continue to try to get that look.
Rodney Roan to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1, down 2, 65-63, 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in the contest. Roan coolly knocks that first one down.
I don't know if you ever did any Cam McGusty games, but Avery has a striking resemblance to him to me. You remember Cam McGusty played?
No.
He originally went to Oklahoma his freshman year. Played with, I can't get it off the top of my head right now, but Sunrise Christian is who he played for.
Woods in the lane, no good. Rebound, Chichi Avery. Antonio Bridie to Roan.
From everything I've watched, I was expecting Bridie to go to the rim right there.
I did too. Now I'm expecting, there we go, Avery, he's got to at least touch it.
Oh, this is
Into the lane,
yeah.
Blocking foul. Ramirez just isn't physical enough.
Well, yeah, and that was
that.
That was a kind of the pull the chair move. Ref didn't fall for it, and that's good officiating there, not to fall for that move. But at the same time, Ramirez knows what he's dealing with there.
Absolutely.
So he's got to try any trick that he can. Oh wow.
Avery misses the front end of that 1-and-1. Offensive rebound, Christian McLeod. He goes up, shot no good.
Credit Mahmoud right there. He had about 3 guys on his back, and what a shot by
Jake Morris. Oh, and we've got a technical foul.
And this is going to be big here because that'll be 2 shots in the ball. We've got a push. I think it was on Morris possibly.
Jake Morris. called for the tech.
After he has an excellent finish at a very difficult angle. He had to put that off the glass, very high off the glass, contested layup. You're going to see Avery knock.
So a bunch of things happened on that play. Number one, that's going to be 2 free throws for Avery. Number 2, they'll get the basketball. And number 3, that puts the double bonus into effect for Life Christian. That's an awful lot negative happening on just one play for Aspire. Avery makes the second.
Avery with his 18th point.
So Jake Morris there, he's played so well. He's been such a spark plug for them. But that was a huge mistake on his part. And so Life Christian can now draw back into a tie or even take the lead on a 3.
Think about that, Leroy. That's only Avery's 3rd point of the half. He had 15 in the first half.
And look who gets the steal to make up for that error, Jake Morris. Chi-Chi Avery forces the hell ball. And the arrow, it looks like, is favoring Aspire. But now, what were you saying there, Cullen?
I kind of got caught up in what was going on there.
Me too.
I apologize. I don't even remember.
And that's why I asked you what you said. Normally, I would have been able to tell you what you were saying.
I meant to earlier give credit to Mahmoud as well.
Oh, Mahmoud, yes, you were talking about him.
How he handled that rebound earlier. That was a big play by him. And I continue to be impressed with him of how he's played here in this second half.
Absolutely. Mahmoud with 6 second-half points.
Oh, nice pass.
Good pass from Ramirez down to Mahmoud.
I love the look there. It was a no-look over the shoulder, kind of going against the grain there with that pass, kind of coming across his body. Good movement, though, by I think it was Mahmoud down there to catch. Although they didn't convert, but still get the ball out of bounds.
McLeod down there causing the problem, but then he stepped on the line. Ball out, last touched by, I think, Chi-Chi Avery. And so 9 seconds left on the shot clock for Aspire. Jaden Alton out by the jump circle. And Alton just loses control. Basketball will go back to Life Christian. 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the contest, and Life Christian down 67-65. Antonio Bridie on the attack, guarded closely by Jaden Alton. Bridie spins into the lane, flips it up, no good. Offensive rebound, Chi-Chi Avery. And that's a case of your star player doing what star players are supposed to do. Well, he is fouled by Eduardo Ramirez.
He understands his teammate. That's what playing together does for you. You start to learn what other guys are going to do. Avery was already getting set up under the rim there for that rebound seconds before Bridie even puts that up. And
Avery continues his free throw struggles. He is 1 for 5 from the free throw line this morning. He shot the free throw a lot better than this in D.C.
He'll get this one. Oh, wow.
Oh, he missed it. Dominique Finney with the offensive rebound, and he is fouled by Ramon Woods on the reach-in.
Those shots that are coming out there, I mean, he's just barely short there because it's.
And that tells me one thing, Cullen. The legs are just not there right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's less than a centimeter from being a swish. You know what I mean? It's just
if he were fresh, these free throws would be going. Finney makes his first. It is a one-point game, 67-66.
I do believe that free throws is completely 100% mental. So, you know, I think any type of struggle there comes from the mind.
We are tied at 67. 1 minute, 54 seconds left to go. Aspire Academy with nothing but reserves on the floor for the vast majority of the second half. And Chi-Chi Avery says no, sir, to Ramon Woods. Antonio Bridie into the lane, poked away, and it's stolen back by Bridie.
And that's the second time Woods has got him from behind right there to get a steal. Oh.
Offensive, Christian McLeod barrels into Ramon Woods. That was an easy call there for the refs. That's the 7th team foul, but that's a player control. So Aspire will get the basketball with 1 minute and 31 seconds left. And we are tied at 67. What a contest we're having. What a great, great, great way to start the grind session slate.
And I was going to say, as a broadcaster, you can't ask for anything better than a tie ball game late in the game.
So I guess it's time to start thinking about player of the game. I think you've got to look at Ramon Woods maybe for Aspire if they pull this out. I'm thinking you got to look at Dominique Finney with his big, big second half if Life Christian pulls this thing out.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Finney's really been the key this second half with what he's been able to do on the glass. And again, Woods, he's had a huge second half with his second poke behind there to get a turnover for Aspire. Only a junior as well for Woods.
On Woods into the front court. 16 seconds left on the shot clock.
Oh, wow.
Woods, he shoots that one over the backboard. So Coach Mason with a little gamesmanship with 12 seconds left on the shot clock. He says 5-4-3 to Ramon Woods. And I don't know if that fooled Woods.
You wouldn't think so.
There's some interesting gamesmanship there by Coach Mason.
Now, Bridie for sure is going to go.
Antonio Bridie, they called the block. That was close. Blocking foul, Jaden Alton. That is his 4th foul. And so Antonio Bridie will go to the free throw line. We are tied at 67. He's got 2 free throws coming. 1:05 left in this contest.
Now pay attention here to the matchups. If the second one does come off for an offensive rebound, that's where Finney's been great, and that's where Avery can really get in there and get a putback as well. I would expect to see them really battle here. I'm telling you, I referee little kids basketball, and I'm telling you right now, there's not a more intense play than a second free throw. Guys have their dads telling them in the stands to do the spin move and all this kind of stuff, and it frustrates me very bad, but it is. It's become an intense play.
And Bridie makes the second, and that puts Life Christian in the lead, 68-67. And we have 1 minute left in this contest.
Here's where you really see player discipline and coaching discipline here. Can guys play without fouling here late in the game? So many games are won and lost on free throws.
Woods into the lane. Bridie tries
wow.
to steal it away, but Bridie was the last to touch it.
That's a tough call there. Kind of gets bailed out if you ask me. I don't see much there other than a turnover.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Woods with the long tray ball, no good, and he did not get rimmed. So we've got a shot clock violation with 32.9 seconds left in the game. And to speak to what you said there, Cullen, very disciplined defensive possession by Life Christian. One of their better defensive possessions of the entire second half.
That's what good teams do. Good teams have that discipline. They know how to play without fouling when it matters the most, and that's what you saw in that last possession. You can't beat getting a shot clock violation if you're a defense.
Because that does two things. Obviously, number one, that's taking 30 seconds out of this game when they're in the lead by 1. And then number two, you've got to stop. You're going to get the basketball back. What a wonderful possession there by Life Christian.
That's a turnover. So you can't beat anything. There's nothing better than getting a turnover on the defensive side.
32.9 seconds left to go in the contest. And Colin, this has been such a compelling battle. We haven't even taken any breaks here in the second half on the 1 minute timeouts. We've got too much to talk about. It's been a fantastic way to start the grind session slate here at the Big Baller Beatdown. So Coach Richard Mason and Life Christian will have the basketball 92 feet away from Glory. and they lead by 1, 68-67. That's the second horn, and nobody is moving to the court, Cullen. They're not even trying to break the huddle after
Everybody
the second
wants a little
horn. And I don't even
extra
think the
break
refs
here.
recognize it. So now there's a whistle. Hey, we got to get guys out here on the court.
I tell you what, man, for such an early game, I mean, we had a 10 o'clock tip-off here. Got a good, nice crowd here at Reed Condor Gymnasium in Benton, Kentucky. Again, if you're not in the area, we're about to have some very confusing weather, if that's the right way to put it. But when we came in this morning, 50 degrees
52
plus.
degrees.
Tonight, when we leave, maybe in the 20s, maybe lower.
And snow is on the way.
Yeah, they're going to
Christian
get a foul
McLeod,
here.
and he is fouled. I think they're going to call that on Ramon Woods.
Now, I don't mind that foul at all.
I don't
really,
either.
Because
It's a smart foul.
Life Christian has struggled very bad here in the second half, or well, for the entire game from the line. So instead of, you're just prolonging the game here, even though it's just a 1-point game. But obviously, with the 30-second shot clock, they would have been able to melt away most of the clock.
And they miss yet another free throw. If they lose this game, it'll be on free throws.
Yep. Now, again, watch this battle here. It's important.
And he makes the second. So McLeod splits a pair. The lead is 2, 69-67.
And Life Christian, I was about to say, they're not backing off at all. Putting on-ball pressure. That's off.
Woods, 3.
Oh, wow.
How did he cue ball that thing in?
Well, he had great spin on that basketball, great backspin. There goes Bridie.
Euro step from oh my goodness, Bridie, Avery, Dominique Finney with the offensive rebound and the stick back. And so the lead is 71-70. Timeout on the floor, Jeremy Kipnis and Aspire Academy. So 6.2 seconds left in the contest. I don't see a reason to cut away, Cullen. But
well, then let me tell you something I just noticed there is that, you would start to think, well, man, the starters haven't played this whole second half. Every starter from Aspire's bench was up, giving high fives. So there's no type of negative, energy going on over there, and that's so pleasant to see. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's such a good thing to see for guys pulling for each other. They're brothers, you know what I mean? They're a family,
correct.
And so they're pulling for one another, and that's, again, credit to great coaching and a great culture built in your program.
So Life Christian crashing the offensive glass at the proper time. Dominique Finney with the offensive rebound and the putback. They lead by 1.
Well,
6.2 seconds left.
And if Life Christian gets this win, Finney just sealed the deal there for player of the game. I mean, that's a big bucket at a big time. Another big rebound here in this second half on the offensive glass. So I think once we look at the numbers after this game, I think those offensive rebounds are going to equal out from each team there because Life Christian's been all over the offensive glass here in the second half.
Yep. But 6.2 seconds is plenty of time to get a quality shot for Aspire.
These guys could run the court 3 times in 6 seconds.
But now Aspire has no timeouts left. Ramon Woods into the lane, shot up and no!
And it was eventually even tipped in, but it still won't count because that was after the buzzer. What a great job, though. Give credit to Woods for getting to the rim there. That was an excellent job.
So our final score, Life Christian 71, Aspire Academy 70. And our player of the game, yes, it's unanimous, Dominique Finney for Life Christian. So we're going to get him in, and we'll have our interview with him in just a moment.
player of the game, Dominique Finney, joins me courtside now. Dominique, good game, my man. Dominique Finney, 22 points, 9 rebounds. How many offensive you think you had on those 9 rebounds? 8 of them. 8 offensive rebounds with the total of 9. So excellent game there. In the second half, what changed in the second half for you? As far was it just more of you got loose? Was it more effort? But in that second half, you really dominated the offensive glass.
It was like, because we weren't supposed to give up the lead coming out the locker room.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You was on mute. Sorry.
Because it's like coming out the locker room, we weren't supposed to give up the lead. That was our main goal, and we gave it up. So I had to make sure I hit the offensive glass because we had to get that back real quick.
And that's something that you had to notice is when they brought that second group in, or their different group, now you became a mismatch with your size and your athleticism there. And I think that's probably what you saw there is now stay at the rim, go to the rim, attack these guys. They don't have anybody to rim protect.
Yeah.
And so Avery also had what I think he ended up with 18, 19 points. He was big. But, again, you asserted yourself. What in your mind told you that you had to get going in the second half to pick your team up there?
We couldn't lose. We lost bad yesterday, real bad. So
Right.
we had to shake back, and we couldn't lose this game for nothing. So,
All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure watching y'all play for 2 days now. Welcome to Kentucky, and y'all have a safe trip. All right, it's going to get the weather's going to get a little crazy, but I think you'll be here tomorrow again, and you got a game tomorrow as well. So we'll see you in action tomorrow night or tomorrow during the afternoon, and another great game. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
All right, well, we'll be back here. We've got a great matchup coming here with Minnesota Prep against Athens Prep coming up soon. We got about 8 minutes on the clock, and we'll be back here with some more action.